Hello learners, today we are going to discuss women's employment in organized sector in India. This is for your BGSC 001 course. I am Savita Singh from the School of Gender and Development Studies, trying to reflect on this topic. Indian economy, like economies of many countries of the world which went through a period of colonial exploitation, are constitutive of large informal sector and a smaller formal or organized sector. It is so because a lot of cheap labor is needed to run a capitalist economy left behind by the imperialist country, of which I should say, their economies are developed economies and these economies are underdeveloped economies, rather developing economies. This economy is based on the production of surplus value, which in simple words could mean profit, and profit is produced by the utilization of labor towards this end. It is labor that produces value. This we have learned in the courses, various other courses before. So we've talked about in our earlier lecture about the nature of capitalist economy, where labor has a significant or central importance, just as capital has. In fact, labor produces capital in a direct and indirect manner. Cheap labor produces more profit as less goes into paying wages. That is to say, more goes into the pockets of the capitalists and less into the pockets of the workers. So cheap labor is always welcome in this economy, for which a large informal sector exists. You must be wondering why I am introducing the topic this way. You must also, because it holds the key to understanding the division of modern economy into two sectors, formal and informal. The formal or organized economy, sector of the economy, is so because here the process of production is governed by the laws of equal wages, social security, maternity leave, etc. In the informal sector, there is informality about work and almost all these norms that I am talking about. Nature of work is more casual, wages are given out monthly or on daily basis. Flexibility is the norm of this sector. From a gender perspective, it would mean that more women would be working in the informal sector and less in the formal. Even within the formal economy, the percentage of participation would be smaller compared to men. Patriarchy is a system of women's inferiorization, as it has been made clear in the last lecture on women's employment in the unorganized sector. Now let us see more closely the structure of the organized sector of our economy. In the organized sector, we have two subsectors, the public and the private sector. In both the sectors, women are involved or employed in activities like agriculture and allied occupations, mining, quarry, and manufacturing, gas, electricity, water, transport, storage, communication services, the wholesale retail, financial, insurances, real estate and business services, and insurance, community and social services. It's a vast range of work field. It is important to add a bit more for you to understand the expanse of the public sector and minusculity of women's employment here. As I said earlier, the organized sector is defined by the appliance of the recognized rules and regulations of the state. The establishment and enterprises covered under this sector are all the public sector enterprises, all services under the central, state, and local governments in public undertakings in the field of industry, public utilities, credit, and finance. It includes all non-agricultural private sector establishments which employ more than 10 persons. As you can see, the vastness of economic activities covered by this sector, it plays a very important role in generating employment and is governed by established rules of labor laws pertaining to recruitment, retirement, promotion, retrenchment, social security, maternity and child care facilities, etc. Over the years, women's participation increased in this sector. In 1971, the organized sector employed or absorbed 11% women workers of the total women workforce. In 1999, it rose up to 17.5%. 28.40%. With the development of our economy and growth within, however, women's participation in this sector has not seen vast increases. Over the years, it is the private enterprises of the organized sector that women have participated more in terms of their work. Their employment is registered more in community, personal and social service divisions. In private sector of the organized economy, they get steady employment in manufacturing, agriculture, insurance, real estate storage, and transport and communication. In the era of globalization, more women have been finding employment in the service sector, which is still softer area of employment given the fact that gender stereotyping or typicality plays out every moment in their lives. This area of economic activity is characterized by careers in services such as the tourism, hotel and restaurants, transport and communication, finance and insurance and community services. These fields employ more women within the public sector. Women's employment in central government has increased by 32%, in the state government by 39.0%, in the state governments and quasi-central government bodies. In the local bodies have employed women more in numbers in formal sector. The women work in the public sector, it is the private sector that quasi-state and central government by 68.4%. In local bodies, it has increased by 17.1%. In spite of the increases, as stated earlier, women constitute only a small segment of total employees in India. In the public sector, they constitute only 14%, and in the private sector, 23.12%. In the quasi-state and central government, 9.2% of women work. They have higher representation in the government's own local bodies with 26.16%. In privately owned large and small establishment, it is 23.6 and 26.8% respectively. I would ask you to analyze the data that I have just presented. What is appearing to be the truth about women's participation in the labor force in terms of working in organized sector? Do you see women finding jobs in top rank positions of the sector? Do you see more and more women working at the secondary or tertiary rung of the jobs here? The inequality that exists between men and women keeps repeating itself everywhere. An estimated account of women's participation in the top positions of the organized sector of our economy suggests that not even 1% of women find jobs at the managerial level here. In the private sector, a few female CEOs are found leading their enterprises. The scenario is changing though, with more and more numbers of women acquiring higher education, technical and skill enhancing in nature. As you must analyze as to why women work more and more in insecure jobs with flexible wage structures, mainly in the informal sector. Also, even if they come to find employment in the organized sector, where chances of promotion and fair wages are the norms, women don't reach the highest level of the establishments where they work. When you wonder about such inequalities working within the work fields, you must relate it to the realities existing at home. It's very important you must reflect on it as to why even in organized sector women seem to be under the equal wages norms and so on and so forth, yet the inequality exists in so many other ways. The structure of a typical domestic or household of India uses more labor spent by women to run it. This labor is mainly unpaid for. Our capitalist patriarchy is used to not paying women for the crucial work they do at home. It is not only not paid for, it takes half of her life's work. Time spent in doing this work is studied quite seriously now. It is the nature of her work which is labor intensive and time consuming. She is always time poor because of the domestic responsibilities and domestic labor she spends in running the family and household. Most of the time, she does not get time and opportunity to skill herself properly for jobs outside home. Secondly, even she equips herself with some level of skill, there are not jobs for her at that level of her skill. For her, a large number of such women drop out of the labor force, the labor market. Because of this, do you know that there is a sharp decline in women's labor force participation in India in 2020? You must question and analyze the reason for this decline, its consequences too for our economy. Problems faced by women in organized sector of Indian economy. As I have been arguing that even though women come to work within the organized sector, the patriarchal norms of treating women unequally as less productive or worth less than men in terms of the value of their labor, you will find as many reports South Asian Research and Development Initiative, SARDI, point out too that in industries women are concentrated in low paid jobs. Low paid because these jobs are also low skilled. The report also gives the reason for such ghettoization of women in low paid jobs. This is because women have low access to training and education. This is because women are overburdened with domestic work generally. Most women who work outside have two jobs, one at home and the other outside. So they are concentrated in paid unskilled jobs as a matter of their destiny as women within patriarchy and its present economy, which is capitalism. Women are generally shifted thus to low paid jobs. They are not given overtime jobs as they have other jobs waiting at home. In general, men receive more promotional opportunity than women. Unlike women, men's jobs often change after promotion. Women keep on slogging in one position. Even the facilities needed for women to be able to work for more time in their jobs are not provided by the establishments where they work. A crèche facility, for example, is a must for a working woman to progress in their jobs. The SARDI report revealed that more than 3/4 of men receive training compared to less than half of women while in employment. Among those trained, women got basic training whereas men got higher skilled training. Inequality persists at every rung of the job prospects and prosperity. This scenario leads to easy removal of women when it comes to rising in unemployment within the economy. Women are simply laid off. In the matter of sexual harassment, if you remember my last lecture, because sexual harassment is very much prevalent in the unorganized sector, and because women are in such jobs which are insecure, they don't say much, they tolerate it. But in organized sector, we have provisions, laws to prevent this. So even though the rule and regulations relating to job conditions are normative because of the given circumstances relating to women's position, the cases of sexual harassment is unabated. Few women report cases of sexual harassment though. The management often promotes a politics of silence on such matters. Even though constituting sexual harassment committee is a norm, now in all institutions where women work, the outcomes of the complaints is something that is lost in the process most of the times. As conclusion, I would say, I would again give you a report, a kind of a data from NSSO. According to Times of India report, analysis of NSSO data 1970 to 2018, women have been largely undertaking labor-intensive, home-based and informal work concentrated in low productivity sectors of economy. For urban women, the service sector has become the major field of her employment, her share of work rising from 35.7% in 1977-78 to 60% in 2017-18. So you can see why women get shifted to service sector, leaving the manufacturing and other corporate jobs and high positions to men. In this sector, women have worked mainly as nurses and teachers, which has limited scope of career promotion. Unlike men, women cannot increase their presence in secondary sector of the economy. According to data available, women's participation in the labor force over the years has shown constant decline over the last 7 decades. Labor force participation FLPR peaked at 33% in 1972-73 and showed a decline in 1999-2000, when it dropped to 26%. At 17.7% in 2017-18, it is the lowest. The occupational segregation and concentration of women in low growth sectors have something to do with it. Don't you think so? You must wait for the new low in the percentage of labor force participation in India to assess the nature and condition of women in all sectors of Indian economy, including the organized sector. According to Reuters reporting, female labor force participation rate in India fell to 16.1% during the July-September 2020 quarter, the lowest among the major economies. This is government's own data, which includes the incidence of the pandemic and its impact on women's employment. According to World Bank estimate, India has one of the lowest female labor force participation in the world. Remedies are numerous to fix the situations, which I will discuss in a separate lecture. I would have very much liked to discuss more about the condition and the position of women in organized sector, but I have mainly been a bit pessimistic because even the unemployment rate in the economy is going up. The GDP is declining. The economy is not in a very great shape. So you can imagine the patriarchal condition of women being most vulnerable even in organized sector is something that will not surprise us. So what I'm going to end my lecture with is by saying that women work everywhere, all the time, in all fields, except that in most places they are not paid for. In some places they are paid for unequally. And in some places, even if they are paid for, they struggle very much because of glass ceiling, because of sexual harassment, because of prevailing unfavorable conditions of her work. Thank you very much. We will discuss recommendations for improving her position in work field and reflecting more positively on women and work in our next lecture.